Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN, fueled by Gatorade. Game 2 of our doubleheader here on day 2 of the Athletes Unlimited Championship season, the 4th ever. It's Team McQuillen, and finally, for everybody on Team Mulipola, they get to make their season debut here in 2023. The beautiful Parkway Bank Sports Complex, the home of Athletes Unlimited Softball for the past 4 years. Here's what it is: 60 of the best in the world. That scoring system that makes Athletes Unlimited so special. The top 4 are named weekly captains, and those teams are drafted each week. So you're always getting used to different teammates and different settings. But here we are, the 2-time All-American Amanda Scarborough. I'm Chucky Kemp. Finally, for Team Mulipola, they make their debut, and last year's champion, Deja Mulipola, takes the stage.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how Deja Mulipola plays in this AU championship season, because she was the champ last season, and she just swung it at the plate. I mean, so much power, so many RBIs. She actually led the entire season in all 3 for batting average, home runs, and RBI. One of the strongest players that you'll see in the league. She can hit some moonshots, some long shots, so much power off of her bat. She continues to hit for power, gap-to-gap power all over the field. She'll also catch back behind the plate, calls a great game. Just a competitor and somebody that you love to show up to the ballpark and watch play.
There's Deja and what she did last season, over almost 1,800 points. You mentioned average home runs, RBIs, just huge numbers. The single season AU record for home runs and RBIs. She will hope her team can keep this lineup in check, which Team Denham through 4.5 could not do. Haley McClenny's lineup posted 8 runs last night in the suspended game when it got stopped in the bottom of the 5th. Mia Davidson had a grand slam in that one. McClenny and Hayward at the top, you just could not get them out last night. They reached on 6 of 7 plate appearances, and it is the captain, Haley McClenny, to lead things off against Team Mulipola and their starting pitcher, Taylor McQuillen, who delivers strike 1 on the outside corner to her captain, Deja Mulipola. A lefty-lefty matchup to start things off. The top 2 in the order, Hayward and McClenny, both swing it from the left side. 0-1 down low from McQuillen.
Yeah, we have a little Arizona battery. McQuillen in the circle, Mulipola back behind the plate.
McQuillen, a first-team All-American as a senior at Arizona. Deja, a 2-time National Catcher of the Year for the Wildcats. 4th season for Taylor McQuillen out of Tucson, Arizona. Also has played professionally in Japan the last 2 seasons for the Hitachi Sun Divas. That's slap foul.
Yeah, likes to work that lefty-on-lefty matchup on the outside corner where she'll spin her curveball and also her drop ball.
Her numbers from last championship season: 46 strikeouts in 35 innings pitched. I mean, at this level in this league against these hitters, that is really impressive. Had a great game 1 today of our doubleheader as McQuillen wanted a new ball. This is the first time she's seen the blue laces in live game action. The blue stitching. Fights another one off into the parking lot.
Always a tough out. I mean, she is always a leadoff hitter, so the opponent has to face her the most times. Sees a ton of pitches, such a tough out every time she comes up to the plate.
Bounces that one inside to McClenny, 3-2. Just doing what she does. Letting her lineup behind her see a ton from the pitcher. Haley McClenny told me before the championship season, if she can get a pitcher to throw every pitch they have, it's over. She's won at that point. And she walks to lead things off.
I mean, her and Victoria Hayward, who are coming up, got on base so many times in yesterday's suspended game.
Now 7 of 8 at the plate combined for the two of them. Not too bad.
Oh, my goodness. Drew 5 walks, such good eyes at the plate, saw a lot of pitches.
Swing and a miss. Hayward trying to slap it. Jesse Warren playing about 28 feet from home plate down the third base line a second ago.
It's always fun to see somebody like Hayward and Warren over at third base playing up the line.
There's the bunt. Here comes Warren with the glove, makes the play. Such a quick transfer from the AUX defensive MVP.
Jesse Warren was just like sniffing out that there was going to be a bunt. Look at where she starts. Playing up the line, and then quickly the transfer. As soon as she gets it, transfers it to her bare hand to make the throw. No wasted time at all. No wasted movement. Had to be perfect to get that out.
Now McQuillen gets Mia Davidson already off to a tremendous start. Grand slam in the second inning yesterday to really break things open against Team Denham. 5 home runs at AUX. That's a 12-game season. 5 home runs in the shortened 12-game season. Oh-2 just misses. One-two from McQuillen. Bounces that one into Deja Mulipola. A lot of speed on second base.
The thing about Mia Davidson, too, is she has such a good eye, too. She just rarely chases, gets herself out, makes the pitcher come more on the plate. When they do that, come anywhere near the plate, maybe ball on, half ball on the plate, then she just is able to crush it.
Third place at AUX as she fouls that one down the left field line. Here's yesterday.
Yeah, this was her home run off of Alyssa Denham. That pitch was more on the plate, but it was down in the zone, and she just goes down and gets it, sneaks it over the left field wall. Always has great reacts to it. It was 76 miles an hour off the bat.
'92 of them at Mississippi State. The SEC record. This year in the dugout as a GA for Samantha Ricketts. And Mia Davidson does not like that call. McQuillen gets the strike 3 on the very outside corner.
I mean, she worked this count hard, and McQuillen goes to what looks like a screwball on the outside corner.
Big out number 2, Romero. She is hot to start the season, and McClenny scores. Sierra Romero, 3 for 3 at the plate, 3 RBIs and a walk so far.
She's been really aggressive too. Even sits back on this off-speed pitch, coming in at 50 miles an hour, able to hit it hard to the left side. Just sees it out of the hand, sits back, stays back, and drives in Haley McClenny to score the first run of this game. Team McClenny's offense has been looking good early.
Sam Fisher now spins that, watches that get spun to the inside corner from McQuillen. Watch Sierra Romero's draft stock soar this week.
I worked really hard in the offseason. was excited, feeling very prepared coming into the season, and just always feels good to see your hard work pay off. You know you put it all in, you know you're so prepared, you know there's really nothing more that you could have done, and to come out and see it all pay off is really the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, I talked to her yesterday in the chair chat. Released her own training app, basically said, hey, it's what I do. It's how I prepare and how I work out and stay in shape. Fisher lets that one go. Taylor McQuillen, one of the most incredible stories as a high-level elite pitcher you will see, legally blind in her left eye since birth. And all the accomplishments that she has, unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know how she does it. I was amazed by her in college. I still am amazed by her. Pitching at this level and doing all that she's done with being legally blind in her left eye.
At the Olympics with Team Mexico in 2020, said that was one of her proudest moments representing her family. Playing in Japan right now. This is the break for the Japanese Professional League. Gets Sam Fisher swinging. 2 strikeouts for Taylor McQuillen. But Team McClenny strikes. It's the captain and Sierra Romero.
This requires drip, not like that, like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies, because greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next.
Go to 1-0 Team McClenny leading Team Mulipola. Bottom of the first inning. Great start for the captain, Haley McClenny, connecting with Sierra Romero. Here's the other side of that. Deja Mulipola, one of the best hitters on the planet, slots herself in the 3 spot. Jessie Warren in the 2-hole. 4 home runs for her, the defensive MVP at AUX. 10 runs batted in. Keep an eye on the rookie, Sydney McKinney, because she is electric at the top of that order, and they will face off with Georgina Korick in the circle, who was outstanding at the World Cup qualifier in Dublin, went 3-1 with a .54 ERA. Is she back?
And I tell you what, Georgina Korick has been busy this summer. We'll talk about that. Let you know about her summer in just a little bit, but being able to change speeds has been helpful for her this summer, being able to use her rise ball, more of her upspin curveball, and as well as screwball. She has a really good mix. Gonna spin the ball more up in the zone rather than down. You can see that with this animation, more up in the zone, belt high or higher, trying to expand the zone. She gets ahead in the count with that rise ball. Can paint the corners. That is what she does so well.
Struck out 14 in her lone loss to Australia that actually clinched a spot in the WBSC Women's Softball World Cup Finals in 2024. The rookie Sydney McKinney, small town in Missouri, Norburn, and the newest assistant coach at Marshall for Morgan Zirkle. Off the end of the bat, Sam Fisher got to be quick, not quite in time. Leadoff infield single for McKinney.
I mean, these lefties that just have pop and speed are just so tough to deal with as a defense. Sam Fisher did everything she could to get Sydney McKinney out, but she's just flying down the line. So many talented left-handed hitters with There are 5 duel athletes in the box.
Warren fouls this one into the concourse. Jessie Warren, the superstar, returned at AUX. Said she wasn't worried about the glove, and that was the truth because she won defensive MVP. Also served as captain. Ended up finishing 6th in that season, just 3 series. AUX, the much faster-paced new version of Athletes Unlimited Softball, released last summer, was the first season in San Diego. That was where Georgina Korick made her Athletes Unlimited debut. For Jessie Warren, she hasn't played since 2021, took last summer off. Puts this one into the parking lot.
So much power in her swing, and the way that she plays third base is just a thing of beauty.
Off the end of the bat, this might work out. If it would have stayed fair, Warren would have been on. Testing Sam Fisher at the spinners off the end of the bat down the third base line.
It's like, with a right-handed hitter up and that has power like Jessie Warren, you don't want to play too close, 60 feet from home to third, and Sam Fisher now playing about 10 feet back behind the bag. Just giving herself some room.
Great pitch from Korick to get Warren swinging.
That was a nasty pitch. Popped it out of her hand, change up, pulls the string, gets Jessie Warren way out in front.
Now Deja watches strike one from Korick. Mulipola also on that silver medalist team USA at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Ooh, it's hit toward the dugout.
Yeah, you've got to be careful if you go inside to Deja, because she'll crush it. Inside has to be about a ball and a half inside, just so that hopefully she ends up pulling it foul like that.
Slow chopper to Korick. She goes to first for out number 2, and that's a big one to get Mulipola.
The first baseman playing for votes between kids, Houston.
McKinney to second, though, for Tori Vidalis,
who has just been an RBI producer in this league. One of the best RBI producers there is in the league. Thrived with runners in scoring position in her career.
Off the handle. Korick loves that. One pitch to get Vidalis. 10-inning win points for Team McQuillen as they lead 1-0 after 1. Team McQuillen leads 1-0. They get the inning win points for the first. On to the top of the second. Taylor McQuillen back out there. We've got to check in with Savannah Collins down on the field.
Thanks, Chucky. Talking to Deja Mulipola about her 2022 championship run, she said one of the biggest strides she made was being able to put together an effective team. And when it came to the end of that championship run, she really attributes a lot of it to Taylor McQuillen. She said that they have worked together as a battery since travel ball. And she described her as someone that she knows that she is going to be a dog for her in the circle. So when it came to starting off season 4, she wasn't going to wait around until week 4, week 5 to team them up together again. That's why she went for her early in the draft. And she just knows that they have the type of relationship where they're able to fight for each other and have great outings together in pitcher-catcher.
Yeah, she went Jesse Warren first in that draft, and then Taylor McQuillen second. It's her first pitcher selected. Really the relationship going back before Arizona into their travel ball days. Great report, Savannah. Appreciate that.
Love Savannah's reports.
She's got the good nuggets.
I mean, we went back to college talking about these two being battery mates, but going back all the way to the travel ball days, pre-college, way back, knowing each other really well.
Danielle Gibson. Third lefty in the order so far. Tremendous AUX season. It's a big swing at that and fouls it back. Gibson didn't homer at AUX. Somebody who has a ton of power, hit 20 home runs and drove in 70 as a senior at Arkansas, but she did have 6 doubles, which was tied for the best in the league with Amanda Lorenz. Volunteer assistant at Georgia this past season under Tony Baldwin, who said she'll be one of the best hitting coaches in the country very soon. Watches that one. Great spot from McQuillen, though. There's one out.
Number 7, Delaney Wiz.
Yeah, just looks like it freezes her. Almost looks like a backdoor curveball. Comes back over the inside corner, right at the knees. That's the part I love about that pitch, is that it's just right at the knees with the tall Danielle Gibson, long legs in the box. Good location.
Third strikeout for McQuillen. Bounces it to Delaney Wiz. Taylor McQuillen looking like she's in a groove right now in the circle.
Hey, you start to feel that rhythm and just want to keep that momentum going. When you're in the circle and things are working, you just don't want to slow down. And McQuillen works at a really fast pace. You can tell that she's feeling it. Really confident.
Swing and a miss. McQuillen, the first pitcher taken, and then Mulipola with her next pick took the rookie pitcher out of Florida State, Catherine Sandercock. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for McQuillen in just 5 outs.
Right fielder, number 51, Caroline Jacobson.
Absolutely rolling. Loving the break, too, with the gold.
Yeah, I see a lot of that. The Little League players, too. It looks really good. And the hair, I like it. There's always some type of different accessory that these players are finding. Little ribbon, little eye black.
0-1 to the rookie. That's outside. Caroline Jacobson from Tallahassee, Florida. Played 4 seasons at Duke. Finished her career this year at Clemson. She's got some dangerous power. 45 career home runs in college, 12 each of the last 2 seasons. It's fouled straight back. Clemson lost in the Supers to Oklahoma this year. Game 2 went to 9 innings, 8-7 in the favor of the Sooners. One, two. Swing and a miss. Taylor McQuillen, 5 strikeouts through just 2 innings of work.
Wow. Striking out the side. 4 strikeouts in a row for Taylor McQuillen. Mixing things up, getting these hitters to chase. That last one was on a backdoor curve. That was just nasty.
Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN is fueled by Gatorade and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Some media day here at Athletes Unlimited's championship season. Alicia Ocasio, the 2021 champion. Rachel Garcia, the AUX champion this summer. So many superstars on display here in Rosemont. Beautiful day, at around 80 degrees, nice breeze coming in. Day 2 of the season. Last night was not the opening day we had hoped for. Got to the bottom of the 5th between Team Denham and Team McQuillen. Lightning in the area forced that game to be delayed and then later suspended until Monday. And then game 2 last night completely postponed until Monday as well. So for Team Mulipola, this is their first time getting action this season, even though it's day 2. Megan Wiggins, longtime veteran with her first at bat. 4th championship season for her, 13th season as a pro out of the University of Georgia. 0-1 upstairs from Corrick.
Happy to see her finish in the top 5 in the AUX season. Seemed like she'd always had, you know, even when her individual numbers been good, not been on the winning team, so she'd finish a little bit higher on the leaderboard. Not quite had the luck, but the AUX season, did it as an individual, did it as a team.
She's a perfect example, and she knows this because she was talking to us before the season and says, you just have to win. You have to find a way to be the best teammate you can possibly be in order to help your team win. But last year at AUX, she hit .372, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, finished 19th. This season, hit .286, no home runs, 7 RBIs, and finished 5th, like you mentioned. Back to Corrick, and Wiggins is retired.
The second baseman.
Well, we've got a star in the stands down there, Sydney Littlejohn Watkins, who did not play in AUX this year, but made her return this championship season. Sydney, how's it going down there? Who you got with you?
It's great. You know, we got Quinlan here. Today is her birthday, and then we got Courtney, a fellow pitcher over here, and then we got everybody else who's here having a great time. Sounds like we got a lot of people, Carly, not Courtney, I'm so sorry, rooting for the blue team.
Awesome, we love to hear it. You, not a great warm-up for you. As they put you in the fire really earlier today. Tough spot. You pitched really well. Curveball was moving. We were in awe of the movement you had on that pitch, but it wasn't the result you wanted as a team. How did it feel to get back on the field, though?
Yeah, it's always a great opportunity to get back and play with these girls. I mean, these are the best players in the country, so anytime you get to compete against them, it's one of the best feelings in the world. And the great thing about this game is we can flush it and come back ready, and it's a new day tomorrow.
Sydney, why do you think that curveball just works like crazy for you? Like, what do you think it is that leads to your curveball success?
I think a lot of it just has to do with the way God made me. I got these loose elbows that not a lot of people have. And so I think that's part of it. Being tall, I do have big hands, and so I'm able to grip the ball and really spin it with the seams. And I mean, there's some things that you taught me in there, Amanda, that helped me work it pretty well.
I think you've probably forgotten everything that I've taught you at this point.
Oh, absolutely not.
Sydney, I had a blast talking to you the other day about your training and how you got ready for the season. How does your husband, Alex, like that curveball when he has to catch you?
He likes telling people about it, and he likes the result of it, but whenever it comes to catching it, he's not the biggest fan. So whenever it comes to going through the drills and everything, he'll catch all of those. But whenever it comes to me throwing full speed, he's like, you know what? No, I'm just going to sit back and watch. He's like, I will put up trash cans as hitters. I will fetch. I will do whatever you want. But I'm not catching it.
He's all in all aspects of your life, which is so cool. Take me to the draft, Sydney. Whenever that happens during the season, what does it feel like to wait to see where you're going to be drafted, or where do you watch it from? Give us some scoop on just the draft in general. What's that's like for you?
Yeah, so for me, we all watch it in the hotel room. It's through Zoom, so we'll be set up on our desk, and you can get some popcorn. I'm usually snacking on something during the draft, and it's really fun to see what teams develop, because there's a lot of thought that goes into it, and I know the captains and the facilitators work really closely on it, so I think it's really fun, and especially whenever you see what team you're a part of.
Awesome, Sydney. Thank you so much. You can't go yet. We're going to check in with you later, but have fun.
Rollover here in AU softball. Right now it's 1-0 in favor of McQuillen. They lead Mulipola with that run in the first.
One nothing Team McQuillen over Team Mulipola. Some points rolling over here to the top of the third inning. Taylor McQuillen, Georgina Corritt going at it. Just one run across for every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season. Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned to see how many trees will be planted thanks to Aspiration's support. Those are all the way across the highway over the left field wall. We've had some balls look like they're going to head that far over the wall. Plenty of them flying over the players' suite out there. Not with these two pitchers so far, though. McQuillen has been outstanding. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings. 9-1-2 for Taylor McQuillen, and a lot of her success because of locations and movement like that right there.
Jessie Warren playing so far up the line again. You can see right here at third base where she's playing. Almost halfway up the line again, just trying to get on top of that bunt. She's just so good at being fearless at third base, because closer you get, if she doesn't bunt, the faster the ball is going to get on you.
It's weird to think about this like a defender, but it always just feels like Jessie Warren's on the attack at third base.
Yeah, it does at all times.
Low and inside corner against Sis Bates, 2-2. Great defender at the plate, and you have a great defender over at third base, Sis Bates and Jessie Warren. 2-2, got her. Strikeout number 6.
Wow.
Number 28,
Taylor McQuillen is just feeling like first time through the order, she's been on a different level. Look at her mix up these pitches on the outside corner to the right-handed hitters, freezing them, getting them to chase, and then doing the exact same thing to the lefties too. I mean, getting swings and misses, getting them to take and just be confused about where her pitches are gonna end up. Mixing speeds a little bit, throwing a backdoor curveball, going up in the zone just a little bit. I bet this second time through, we see her go up in the zone a little bit more.
Just 2 base runners the first trip through the order. McClenny was one of them. She walked and scored. McQuillen has struck out 5 straight. McClenny walked, ended up at second thanks to the small ball sac bunt from Victoria Hayward, and Romero capitalized a couple batters later. And that's just good softball. 1-1 to McClenny.
Yeah, that's what this top of the lineup can do. They just find a way to get on. Haley McClenny and Victoria Hayward execute a little bit, and then let the middle of the order drive them in. I mean, that we've just been seeing it inning after inning. Every time that the top of the order gets up, they do their job.
Close to McClenny right there. It almost looks like Haley is analyzing that location. Such a great knowledge and feel for the strike zone. Only 2 balls put in play for this team. There's a third. Vidalis goes back and makes the catch. Harshman was sliding behind her. She might have had it as well, but there's 2 outs.
Number 1, Victoria Hayward.
McClenny getting a little jammed on this pitch. Drop step from Tora Vidalis, going back on this like an outfielder. Harshman there, just in case.
Tori's got the gold braids going too. It's a team thing over there.
I like it too, because in darker hair, you know, you can see it. If it were in my hair, I think it would just
get lost.
You wouldn't be able to see it at all. So looks great in their hair.
Well, something's working for Taylor McQuillen right now. Outside corner to Hayward.
The tempo that she's throwing with and the confidence that she's throwing with today is really special to watch. I mean, this is not 5 weeks into season. She means business from the first game that she plays. I love that.
Inside corner goes from out to in, and now has Victoria Hayward down 1-2. Struck out 5 of the last 6 total strikeouts. Just misses. Speed, Victoria barely got a piece of that one.
There's a lot to deal with right now for a hitter, because you just can't figure out what to sit on. She's changing speed, she's moving the ball up, throwing both sides of the plate equally. looks like it's just deceptive. It's hard for the hitters to pick up what she's doing right now.
Fouled off the handle. Victoria Hayward said after AUX she was headed back to move back to Seattle, where she's an assistant coach now at the University of Washington for Heather Tarrs, announced this summer.
Yeah, they're lucky to have her, somebody that knows the Washington culture, knows Coach Tarr really well, of course, and has experience from the run that San Diego State just had this past season.
Two. Ground ball, McKinney takes care of it. Another 1-2-3 inning. That's back-to-back for McQuillen. 7 straight retired, 5 of them strikeouts. She is rolling.
Everybody wanna go and talk at the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Back in Rosemont, 1-0. 20 points on the line. Bottom of the third, Team Mulipola coming to the plate. Let's go into the game with Air National Guard and Haley McClenny.
In a nice way, though. Yeah, like just a little conservative. Yeah. How you doing?
Fantastic. It's a game day.
It's a game day, and you actually get to play today, so that's like dope. Period. Yes, followed up. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Haley McClenny just walks out. How you doing? How's it going? Ready to go. It's game day. She always has her game face on. She said it's all about fun, but she has fun and she wins a lot. So it's, I think it might be easy for her to have fun.
Wins a lot, likes to win, likes to also just be friends with everybody and just enjoy the game. It's so fun to watch her just let the game come to her and actually react and run bases, just do all the things as a softball player. Love it.
Out in center field, the wind blowing in. Pitcher's best friend. Some crazy wind a month ago when we were here for AUX, and McClenny's visor was at the fence most of the time she was in the field, just could not keep it on her head.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny because it was like, yes, that is how hard the wind is blowing. That is blowing Haley McClenny's visor off consistently.
Jasmine Jackson swinging bunt, not a chance to get her. They'll take it.
Not when you have speed like Jasmine Jackson. You're not going to be able to get her out. That swinging bunt, as you called it, was just out of the reach of Mia Davidson. Back behind the plate, just hit it right down into the ground, got away from her, and nobody can make the play with those wheels.
Jasmine's played for Team USA from 2016 to 2019. Gold at the 2016 World Championships. Back to the top of the order, Sydney McKinney. One of 3 hits for Team Mulipola, but they have not plated a run yet. Off off the end of the bat. Hayward over, has it. Jackson stays at first.
Third baseman, number 30, Jesse Warren.
Everyone loves to rep Athletes Unlimited. You can too. Be sure to check out the new AU softball merch for this season, including personalized player tees. Go to shop.auprosports.com to get yours today. A lot of people repping AU here in Rosemont.
Georgina Korick just throwing so many strikes. Through 2 innings, only threw 25 pitches, 21 of them were strikes. That's an 84% strike rate. Getting ahead, working quickly, just like Taylor McQuillen.
Warren, I don't think she wanted that one, but gets it. Korick fields her position well. 2 outs.
The catcher, number 15, Taysha.
I mentioned this summer that Georgina Korick has had, and she's just been so busy facing international competition. Just jammed up Jessie Warren there, able to make a play on her own, but right after the AUX season, flew out to England to start training with the Great Britain national team. Ended up playing the WPF teams, Oklahoma City Spark, for a couple of games, and then ended up going to Ireland. Busy, busy, busy summer that she's had, though.
Georgina Korick, Mulipola hits this way into the parking lot. Fortunately, hit the asphalt before any cars. Korick actually born in the UK. Both parents are from there. She grew up in the States, though, moved here when she was really young. That's why she's a member of the Great Britain national team. Said she loves that experience, loves the girls on that team.
She pitched so well, too. They didn't end up qualifying, but her ERA was 0.54, had 40 strikeouts in 26 innings. She threw 3 shutouts and 4 complete games.
One of them a 5-inning perfect game against Ireland with 9 strikeouts. Bachelor's degree in marine biology from South Florida, a master's in global sustainability. Loves to go on dives, said she's been on over 60 dives in her life. This one up the middle from Mulipola, throw home, cut off by Gibson. And we're all tied at 1 as Jackson scores.
First baseman, 29.
And both the captains coming through in this game. Haley McClenny scoring for Team McClenny, and then Deja Mulipola getting this RBI to tie up this game and win inning points in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Not trying to do too much. She can hit it so hard, even a hard ground ball is able to make its way to the outfield.
This is hit hard left field. High, Hayward watches it go. Tori Vidalis mashes it over the left field wall, and Team Mulipola leads.
Well, we talked about how Tori Vidalis is one of the best RBI producers in the league, and this is why. Has the ability to hit the long ball, and she also does her homework on what the pitcher is giving her. First pitch swinging, sat back on a changeup, looking for a 55, 56 mile an hour pitch out of the hand. She got it, is aggressive, and hits it out of here. 3 runs so quickly for Team Mulipola.
Tori in the stats says she did not hit a home run at AUX, but she did, but it was in the game that they got rid of after the season was canceled, the final 2 games, because of poor air quality. They reverted back in the season, took a game away, and Tori had homered in that game along with 4 other players. Doesn't wait us long, though, in the championship season to get on the board. First game for her.
She got jammed in her first at bat on a screwball up and in her hands, too.
Outside ball 2. Let's go down to Savannah with Tori.
Thanks, Chucky.
Tori's not crying.
Don't worry, I'm okay.
She just had to put some Visine in her eyes. Amanda was talking about how you are the type of hitter who does their homework. Did any of that studying come through in that at bat?
I think, honestly, the first one I got jammed up on an inside pitch. I was thinking, just stay behind the ball and get your hands to it, and try not to make things too complicated, because we tend to do that at the plate. But, just see ball, hit ball, try to make it smooth. And that's what I did.
Thanks, Tori. Back to you guys.
Sounds like an analyst talking right there.
Oh, yeah, it sure does. And she did. She got jammed up on the first pitch of the last at bat, so still was able, though, probably thinking about being quick to that inner half, and was quick to the inner half, but still was able to sit back on it just enough to hit a changeup out of here.
Wiggins off the handle, tough spot. Sis Bates makes the play. Great range out there. Got to it quickly. 3 runs, though, in the big swing.
Team Mulipola answering big. 3 runs scored with 2 outs and a 2-run home run by Tori Vidalis.
A few minutes ago, so there it is. Mulipola storms.
Mulipola picks up 20-inning win points, and they lead it 3-1 over Team McQuillen going to the 4th inning after the big swing. But can Mia Davidson and company get rolling? Mia Davidson back in her Little League days. Orange County Little League in North Carolina. She's from Hillsboro. And picking up a medal there, winning something. She's also somebody who's familiar with winning and playing at the highest level. Love that picture. She actually looks a little disappointed, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. She actually played Little League Baseball, as well as Josie Muffley, Jessie Warren, and Hannah Flippin played Little League Baseball instead of Little League Softball.
What a week it's been for Little League Softball on ESPN. Can't wait for the AU Pro Games. It's coming up in about 10 days' time now. We'll already be there, covering the Little League Softball World Series.
And Kat Osterman will be there too.
Kat, the first ever Athletes Unlimited champion back in 2020. Set the bar high as far as individual strikeouts in a game, well into double digits, but Taylor McQuillen doing her best to reach double digits, already at 6 through 3 innings. Struck out 5 straight between the last out in the first and the first out of the third. Bounces that one in, 3-1.
And you know you're feeling good whenever you get out McClenny and Hayward back-to-back outs. Not happened yet this season until she did it.
Big cut from Davidson. Love the bat flips too.
I know. She does it so quick.
3-2 pitch, 60th coming from McQuillen. and just barely got touched. Taylor McQuillen really spinning it right now, and you can tell based on all the swings and misses and then just the little barely fouled off balls. Three-two, just misses. We're talking about those pro games, history being made. Athletes Unlimited brings the first ever pro softball games to the Little League World Series in Greenville, North Carolina. Do not miss it. It's going to be so great. The current stars of the game competing alongside the future stars of the game. Tune in August 9th at 4:30 and 7 Eastern on ESPN2 to watch the AU Pro Games, or get your tickets today to attend in person. Visit auprosports.com for more info.
And that'll be played on East Carolina University softball inside their softball stadium.
And we'll be there. I can't wait.
I cannot wait.
Crowd is going to be incredible. All the Little Leaguers in attendance and their families.
They're going to be making signs, going crazy over the players, going to get to interact with them. It'll be really cool.
There's been a couple tough outs here in the first few games of the season. Sierra Romero right at the top of that list. RBI single back in the first. Big swing right there for strike two. 2 for 2 the other day. A triple, a double, and a walk. There's a Sierra Romero fan. Got her looking on the outside corner. Strikeout number 7 for McQuillen.
The pitch didn't look like it broke a lot, just kind of spun right there to that outside corner, right at the knees, and Deja Mulipola framing it up. Sierra Romero just thinking that was a ball, maybe. Good spot, though. Another one, good one for McQuillen.
One away for Sam Fisher. First pitch swinging. Jasmine Jackson is under it. 2 outs. Love that one if you're McQuillen, don't you?
Oh my gosh, love that one.
Jasmine Jackson in center field. Talked to her about where she's used to playing most. She's played in left, she's played in right. Said at Cal, she played on the infield as well. Danielle Gibson watches strike 1 from McQuillen.
Yeah, and Taylor McQuillen, too, says that she just has a crazy good memory of little details and events. And, I mean, that helps so much for a pitcher. Remember spots and locations and what a hitter got out on, what they were aggressive on, what probably they did against another pitcher. Like, just you pile in that information and you store it in your mind and try to get them out the next time again. Maybe a different way. Maybe the same way, but when you can just remember all those little details, it's such a luxury.
Couple great minds going at it here between McQuillen and Gibson. That's in there for strike 2. Game winner at Arizona with a sub-2 ERA for her career. 2-2. Off-speed Gibson right side, picked up by Harshman. And Taylor McQuillen puts another 0 on the board here in the 4th. Her team leads it 3-1.
Well, we're here with Eddie Grayson.
Third, the throw home, got her!
Enough for Hens to be there.
That's right. We are fans too.
Like Mike, if I could be like Mike.
You want to be like the greats? First, believe you are. Greatness requires drip, not like that, like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies. Because greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next.
Back in Rosemont, 10-inning win points on the line. 3-1 Team Mulipola after plating 3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here we are in the bottom of the 4th. Haley McQuillen, Morris, Alabama native, an absolute superstar at the University of Alabama, one of 7 four-time All-Americans in Bama history. 3 of those were first-team nods. She's played in every season of Athletes Unlimited softball, and we have her mic'd up in the field right now. Haley, thank you so much. You've finished in the top 12 in all 5 seasons you've played in. It's so hard in this league because you have to win, and then you also, when you're winning, if you want to be up there, have to be good individually. How have you had so much consistency?
Yeah, I think I've been really fortunate to play on a lot of really good teams here, and you know, there's the roster is so deep, so I just feel really lucky. I've gotten a lot of inning wins and a lot of team wins. So when you do that here, you'll climb the leaderboard pretty quick if you just get on base and do your thing. So.
Haley, it's Little League and Youth Day here. There's so many young girls in the stands. I'm curious, how did you get started playing softball?
So my dad was a high school baseball coach. He played baseball at Sanford, and I'm the first of 3, so I got 2 little brothers. So pretty much every day when he would come home from his high school baseball practice, we were out in the backyard just playing like sandlot-style baseball. Started playing t-ball when I was 5, and I just turned 29, so we're still hanging on.
When did it click for you? When did you say, okay, I might be pretty good at this?
Come on! Get 2, get 2, get 2, get 2. Good job, Vic. I think for me, like, it probably didn't click until high school. I really wanted to go play basketball at Tennessee for Pat Summitt. Like, that was my dream growing up. And then, I don't know if you can tell how short I am on camera or not, but your girl stopped growing at like 5'3" and like 3/4. So once that happened, I started to get really good at softball right around high school, and didn't look back from there.
Haley, it seems like Taylor McQuillen is just kind of in a groove right now. What's it like to hit off of her right now?
Well, it's tough, as you can tell. She's dealing, she's doing her thing. We knew that going in. We knew it was going to be a tough game against her. And we know she's very momentum-based. So I think right now, our adjustment's going to be just trying to get her off of her rhythm and off of her timing. Making sure we're still swinging at strikes, regardless of what the zone is. Just making her, have to bring it over the plate, because when she does that, our hitters can do damage.
With it being a lefty-on-lefty matchup for you in the box, does she hide it at all, or is it like, what's it like to actually see the ball out of her hand?
Oh yeah, no, you can't see it until it's like halfway on you, because she hides the ball so well. She hides it with her body, but also, like kind of behind her hip a little bit too. And come on, look 3, look 3! Nothing hurt. It's really difficult, and she mixes speeds really well with that too. So it's just really, really tough, especially as a lefty. You can't see it. She's mixing speeds. It's just really hard to have timing.
Haley, you've been around a lot of these players. Danielle Gibson, somebody, I talked to you and Danielle on the same day just about hitting your approaches. You've been around her 2 seasons now, just got the assistant coaching job at Arkansas. Are there some similarity there, approach? Like, do you relate to her and some of these other players really well?
Yeah, I think Gibby is one of the most brilliant minds in hitting that I've ever been around, and the fact that she's so young and really able to articulate really well what her approach is, what she sees off of pitchers. And then her working with Tony Baldwin last year at Georgia, I think like really opened her up to so much hitting knowledge. And I have no doubt that we're going to be talking about her as one of the top hitting coaches in college softball in the next few years. She's brilliant. She's a great kid, and I would play for her right now if I was young. So she's awesome.
Halo, last one for me, but with you being the captain of this team, 2-on, nobody out, bottom of the lineup, what are you thinking for pitching change? Is that going to be up to you or your facilitator?
Yeah, Aaron and I are going back and forth right now. We've got a pretty set rotation, what we're looking to do. Mariah is getting warm in the bullpen right now, so probably looking at going to her, and then we got Ferramo and Micah ready to rumble if we need. So I like where Georgia's at, though. She's continuing to miss barrels, which is awesome. So, you know, we'll see how long she can go for us.
Haley, appreciate it. Always love seeing how you draft your teams and the way you put them together, and thanks for letting us listen in. We're going to keep listening in, but we'll let you do your thing.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Sorry if I yell in your ear.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, George, here you go, buddy. Hey, keep it in the dirt, Middles, what you say? Roll me one, George, here you go.
Abby Ramirez pinch running at first for Team
Go get it, buddy.
Mulipola.
Yes, ma'am, Georgie. Atta girl, that's big. That's big, George. Atta baby. One.
Been
Great
relying
work.
on that
One.
changeup
Good job.
a lot in her
Good job.
outing.
Hey, no foul balls, huh?
That last pitch, going back
Let's
to
go
it,
get her.
getting this rookie out in front, excited about that runner at third base, wanting to drive in
Yeah, George.
her first run and
Go
start
get.
getting that strikeout.
Love it. Oh, come on. It's a good pitch, George.
Jasmine Jackson singled and scored in the third.
You go, Middles. You go, Middles.
10 win points on the line this inning.
Good. There you go. Atta babe, 4. Yeah, George. Yeah, George. Make a play over there, Carol. What you say, buddy?
One pitch from Corick.
Good. Yes, George.
If she can get out of this
Hey, win
and
one
get
for me, babe.
and out here
Win
before
one for me,
facing
George,
the top
right
of the
here.
lineup, that would be absolutely huge to get to face Sydney McKinney with 2 outs versus top of the lineup with less than 2 outs, maybe giving up a run. A lot
Yeah,
hinging
4,
on
go
this
get.
at bat.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, Georgie. Yeah, Georgie. What you say?
1-2.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, George. Yes, George.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
And a sassy little look
Good.
back, too. Pulls the string. I'm telling you, when she has thrown this changeup, it's been such a good pitch for her. It has had these
What a pitch,
hitters.
George. What
It
a
fits. They're
pitch.
taking it. They're out in front of it. They can't see it. Pulls the string.
Yes,
Back-to-back
Lucy, here we go.
strikeouts with a runner at third
Come on.
base for Georgina Corick.
I love it. Yes, ma'am, Georgie. Come on.
And all the love from Haley McClenny in center
Yeah,
field
4.
right now, too.
Yeah, 4. Go get. Go get.
Might be wondering if Georgina
What you
Corick
say, babe?
can
What you say? Come on.
hear her. And honestly, probably not.
0-1 off the handle,
Come on. That's big.
and they're out of it. Close play.
Out of
Romero
way.
makes
Yes,
it.
George.
Neither team
Atta baby,
able to
Georgie.
get a runner home.
That's big.
The
That's
points
big. Atta girl. Atta girl. Yes, Blue.
Haley McClenny, the captain, loving it. Big thank you to her for letting us listen in.
Mulipola ahead of McClenny for the game, thanks to that free spot at the bottom of the third. That also was a rollover inning back in the third.
20 inning win points going to be on the line in the 5th, but we might have a review here from Team Mulipola. We do. It was a close play, closer than it looked like it would be, but Sydney McKinney, an absolute burner down the line. This is big. Potentially push that lead to 3, but also the 10 inning win points. Ooh.
Sydney McKinney just gets down the line, doesn't she? That is so close at first base, and I think that this one
There is a challenge in progress.
will be upheld.
Challenge initiated
I don't see
by
enough there to
Mulipola.
tell me
The
100%
call
that
at
her
first base was out. Sydney McKinney
foot
called
beat that
out.
throw
The call
tough.
stands.
It's like it happens pretty
The
much at the
fourth
same
inning will be
time,
over.
so I think the call in the field is
A
likely
video
going to
review
stand.
underway.
This is the angle that's your best.
Yeah.
That ball's already in the glove when the foot. But like you said, I don't know that it's conclusive one way or another.
It's hard too because you just thought it would be an easy out.
I think we've got the call. Waiting for it to be relayed by Don Brown, our home plate umpire. Maybe not yet. The run would score if she's safe at first. If not, inning over, 20 inning win points would be on the line. It is upheld, out at first. The points roll over. We'll be right back in Rosemont.
There's going to be some noise.
Game one earlier today came down to the wire. Anissa Urtez with the walk-off for Team Denham.
Yeah, her last 3 plate appearances so good after striking out looking, and her first at bat went 2 for 2 with a walk, a couple of RBI, and including that walk-off hit right there, she would get MVP 2 worth 40 points. Morgan Zirkle with MVP 1 worth 60 points, and Peyton St. George, who started that game, MVP 3.
There's our leaderboard as it stands. The top 10, Morgan Zirkle out in front by 46 points over her teammate Amanda Lorenz. What you'll see in this first week, the team that has the most success will have the most players toward the top of the leaderboard. Many times you see a couple teammates, 2, maybe even 3, get broken up because of that, because they'll end up being captains. Taylor McQuillen. Rachel Garcia was the first pick this week. It's hard to see anybody topping her because of her versatility, but if Taylor McQuillen is there after the first round, the way she's pitching right now, I would be surprised.
Yeah, I feel like the pitchers have just done a really good job. Every pitcher that we've seen has looked pretty good. Alyssa Denham had that slow start in game 1 yesterday, but came back and rebounded in her relief outing.
Delaney Wiz struck out swinging, the 3rd of 5 straight earlier in this game. 7 total strikeouts for McQuillen. 2-2, fouled out of play.
Yeah, and you can tell that they're starting to see her a little bit better and adjust. 6 strikeouts through the first time through the order, and then just 1 strikeout so far the second time through.
Just 1 base runner since the first inning. Off speed, Wiz stayed with it, and there it is. Delaney Wiz with a base hit. Well, throughout championship season softball, you can play in the all-new Fantasy Pick'em League for free. Compete for a chance to win a UC Gold membership and an exclusive player autographed bat, from Marucci. Sign up today at auprosports.com/fantasy.
You know, it's interesting that Haley McClenny mentioned to us when we talked to her in the field about how Taylor McQuillen momentum really fuels her and just kind of getting on a roll. And you can tell that with the way that she pitches. In the first inning, she was feeling it in rhythm, in tempo, kept it moving late into this game. Team McClenny trying to get her out of her rhythm, trying to break that up.
Caroline Jacobson showing bunt, pulled back. 2-0 count for the rookie. One of her goals at AU is to learn from the players she loved watching when she was growing up. Curious, we didn't get to talk to her this week, but I'm curious to hear from her who some of those might be.
Yeah, what's cool about Caroline Jacobson is that she got to play at 2 different newer programs. She started her career collegiately at Duke and then finished it at Clemson. Both of those, the newer programs in the country, get to experience both.
And trying to lay down a bunt to get Wiz over to second. We saw Team McClenny play small ball earlier today when they scored their first run. The Supers with both of those teams too. Duke in 2022 with Peyton St. George. And then Clemson this year. Team led by Valerie Cagle, one of the best players in the country. And a two-way player at that. Outside, great at bat there from Jacobson as she reaches 8 points for her on the leaderboard.
Number 22, Sid Spades.
Well, we are checking back in with Sydney Littlejohn Watkins, still hanging out in the stands yet again. You gonna get some waves down there a little bit?
Yeah, I had to get everybody here. We've been waiting on you guys to come back to talk to us.
Okay,
So.
how about give us your analysis here. You've been watching Taylor McQuillen deal in the circle. What are we seeing from her right now? What's working so well?
Yeah, I mean, she is just steamrolling. I mean, it is week 1, game 1, and she has come out firing on all cylinders. From back here, her ball looks like it is moving well. She's hitting all of her spots. Like, she did a great job.
And of course, right on cue, a pitching change as we're talking about that. Catherine Sandercock from Florida State. We have to ask you, Sydney, you're a registered dietitian at the University of Florida. Did you have any say in what you guys are eating here at Athletes Unlimited?
You know, I did speak with our CSM team before season, just talking about, you know, what pregame meals look like, because they do their best to provide for us, and they really have done a great job. But just, you know, it's like if you don't know what you don't know, so I figured, you know, if there's any way to get any input. So speaking with them, they were super receptive to all information, and our pregame meals have been great. And then, of course, you know, I have to bring snacks to the dugout, because who am I without my snacks? I'm nobody.
I was going to say, what's your cheat day? Like, what's
well,
your cheat
you know,
food?
I don't label things as cheat days. I just fit everything into my diet. But I do love ice cream, so I would say, you know, ice cream is definitely a daily staple for me.
Okay, gotcha.
Sydney, I know you follow college softball a lot, so you've probably seen Kat Sandercock pitch at FSU, being a rookie. What have you seen out of her, either when she was at FSU or when you guys were scrimmaging?
Yeah, you know, I will say I haven't gotten to speak to her as much as I've wanted to yet, because we haven't been on the same team, but I've watched a few of her bullpens, and just watching how she works, how she's able to break down her pitches, how she talks about them, how she communicates, and, you know, how her ball moves. I mean, it's something that's beautiful to see, so I think she's going to have a lot of success here for sure.
Thank you so much for your time, Sydney. We'll check in with you a little bit later in the game.
All right, thank you all so much.
And how cool is it, too, that her debut is on Little League and Youth Day at the ballpark? And remember, Kat Sandercock pitched in the Little League World Series.
A special trip for her. Her parents will also be honored with the George and Barbara Bush Little League Parents of the Year Award. Colin and Trish Sandercock. Kat played back in 2013, making her professional debut right here. What a career it was at Florida State. Usually rocks 32, but it was taken, so she chose 31. Little tribute to her former teammate Danielle Watson at Florida State. 1-2. Working against Sis Bates with nobody out and runners on first and second after a masterful 4 innings from Taylor McQuillen, but a little trouble here in the 5th. I think the moment of the college softball regionals was Catherine Sandercock's perfect game against South Carolina to seal the deal and send them to supers.
I think they need to throw it to one. Okay, Jim Cooper saying that it did hit off of her foot. The home plate umpire, Don Brown, didn't call it, so when that ball went out into fair territory, Don Brown was under the impression it was a fair ball and nobody was playing it out, but Jim Cooper over toward the right side of the field said that it hit off of Sis Bates' foot.
1-2 for Sis Bates. Struck out swinging back in the 3rd. Taps that one foul.
Deja Mulipola is going to go out and chat with Kat Sandercock, just trying to get on the same page. It's her debut. She's in really good hands with Deja Mulipola, catching her and getting to be on the defending champs team this first weekend out.
I asked you about the rookies in general yesterday, what you would tell them. What would you tell a rookie pitcher right now?
Just trust what Deja calls and just breathe. Don't let the moment get too big.
1-2, ground ball left side. Had to go to first. Warren came over a little bit, and I think she patted her chest saying, that's my bad. They do get one.
Number 28, Haley McQuillen.
Second and 3rd now. Jacobson at second, Wiz at 3rd, and top of the order.
And you'll see Sandercock roll a lot of ground ball outs too, because always been more of a drop ball pitcher, developed her rise ball later on in her career at FSU, and able to give hitters a different look, more up in the zone.
First matchup between these two. Nice pitch on the outside corner, 0-2. McClenny fights that one off. Nice catch by Alicia Ocasio in the bullpen down the left field line. Kat Sandercock, 28-3, a 1.05 ERA. National runners-up to Oklahoma at the Women's College World Series. McClenny off the end of the bat in foul territory.
Defensive swing there, and you'll notice too that Kat Sandercock throws with really good velocity, 70 miles an hour. That last one came in there, and I'm sure when you watch Florida State play, she took a lot of time in between pitches. I'm sure it's just a whole different thing for her too, to feel that pitch clock behind her, just 15 seconds in between pitches. A pitcher who's used to taking a ton of time in between.
Off the handle, McKinney has it. Big out number 2 for Sandercock.
Such a big out. Comes in, back-to-back outs.
Can she get one more? Second and 3rd with 2 away against Victoria Hayward. Hayward and McClenny today just 1 for 4. Victoria had the sack bunt back in the 1st. Another great pitch on the outside corner from Sandercock. That's Ellie Cooper in her 3rd season as a facilitator. She's currently the player performance director and a former captain at Florida State. One of the other facilitators, Bryce Tekulve, also is from Florida State. He just accepted the pitching coach job at Texas Tech recently, but for Catherine Sandercock, Jessie Warren to her right, Josie Muffley here. Some familiar faces at Athletes Unlimited to help her be comfortable in her debut. And look at this, right to Warren. How about that from the rookie? Catherine Sandercock comes into a jam and gets out of it with ease. 3-1, the points roll over. Team Mulipola leading. Team Mulipola leading Team McQuillen. 20 inning win points on the line, bottom of the fifth, and a new pitcher for Team McQuillen replacing Georgina Korick. It is Mariah Masson, who it seems like, Amanda, just continues to be more and more comfortable in the circle.
Yeah, I feel like her command has just gotten better and better, working more on the edge of the plate with her drop balls specifically. More and more comfortable as the summer has gone on.
It's a former Oregon State teammate here, Frankie Hamoudi, who we saw in the first game. She's a rookie. She finished up her college career at Oregon State. Masson and her went to the Women's College World Series together in 2022. Catherine Sandercock into the jam, got out of it. The ground out to the Florida State third baseman, the former Florida State third baseman, Jessie Warren. And now Warren comes to the plate. First pitch from Masson, too far inside, ball one.
I feel like really the pitchers are just starting out at a couple of steps above, I guess is the word, or in front of where they started out for our shortened AUX season a month ago. Just doing a better job all around.
I think the management of the pitchers seems to be a little bit different too. They're sharper. Seems like there's a little more strategy to the usage of the pitchers as well. There's just a buzz in the air right now for the championship season. A little bit more on the line over these 5 weeks. Jessie Warren, 6th at AUX upon her return to the diamond. 2nd in the inaugural season in 2020 to Kat Osterman. Got Warren on the elbow, 8 points for her, and a leadoff base runner here in the 5th.
The thing then about working on the edges is that when you go in, we've seen 3 or 4 hit by pitches today that aren't even like hard hit by pitches, but the elbows are just getting clipped because these pitchers trying to work a little bit more off the plate.
Nice stop by Davidson behind the plate.
Notice how balanced that Deja Mulipola is in the box. Even that take, she just has such a center about her. In her legs.
Wow.
Can hit the ball a mile. That was 85 miles an hour off the bat. And it says the distance went 280 feet when we're looking at the Ackertech data, basing it off of pitch speed, exit velocity, and launch angle.
That one does get away from Davidson Warren, up to second for Deja Mulipola. Just kind of looks different coming off Deja's bat.
You know, when we follow along with exit speed, especially in the AUX season, it was her and Rachel Garcia that had several of the top 5, top 10 exit velos from the season. The ball just comes so hard off of their bat.
Deja only had 6 hits in the 3-week AUX season. 4 of them were home runs and drove in 13 runs. 4 of 5 innings, Team Mulipola has had the leadoff runner aboard. This is hit up into the jet stream, but Sierra Romero takes care of it.
The first baseman,
Here comes Tori Vidalis. First of the season for her earlier. The 2-run shot for every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited season aspiration, committed to planting 10 trees.
She said trying not to think too much. Understood how Georgina Korek had thrown her first at bat, going up and just taking notes from that and turning on that changeup, sat back on it.
Stay tuned, we'll see how many trees will be planted thanks to Aspiration's support. 0-1 to Tori. Does get the top of the zone. Runner on second could mean a lot, at least 20 win points. Jam Tori there, and that's fouled into the concourse.
Try not to let her get her hands extended.
Mariah Masson joined the league late last season. There was an injury in San Diego. Masson's from California. She drove 4 hours after she got the call. Tori Vidalis was the first batter she saw. And I believe it was on the first pitch that Masson threw as a pro that Tori homered on. They were actually roommates that season as well. Maybe a little awkward that night when they got back to the room.
What a welcoming, right?
After that, though, Mariah was fantastic.
Pitchers have done a good job when runners have gotten on base. 4 for 24, the offenses, and that's combined, both sides. 4 for 24 with runners on. It's a low average. They've done a really good job of just kind of bearing down when runners have gotten on base.
Hit hard by Wiggins, but right at McQuillen, who stays with it for out number 3. Warren aboard with a hit by pitch, but then 1, 2, 3, 30 points on the line in the 6th. Little League and Youth Day at the ballpark. Catherine Sandercock, a former Little Leaguer. Talk about making it all the way. National runners-up with Florida State. Absolutely dominant in Little League, and this was her debut.
Yeah, she came in the top of the 5th inning with 2 on and nobody out, and she got 3 outs, all of them going to the infield, a couple of ground balls, and then a jam pop fly. What a first outing for Kat Sandercock, who not really that long ago was pitching the Little League World Series, and now she's a professional athlete, still playing softball.
She will be a very popular figure in about 10 days when we go to the Little League Softball World Series, and Athletes Unlimited plays 2 games there, facing Mia Davidson. This is an interesting matchup. Mississippi State upset Florida State 2 years ago in regionals. The number 2 ranked team in the country, Mia Davidson and Kat Sandercock on those 2 teams. Who will get the better of the other one here?
Well, we were talking about in between innings too, Chucky, just how Kat Sandercock is so comfortable coming in relief, something that was more of a starter earlier on in her career at Florida State, but this past year during the college season, Coach Alameda really wanted to work the Florida State pitching staff in a way that maybe Kat Sandercock had never been used before, and so she got really comfortable in relief late in games, back against the wall, game on the line. Got better and better as the season went on in those save opportunities in close games.
Paints the inside corner to get Davidson.
Back inside, looks like that actually has a little bit of rise ball spin to it, more up in the zone.
First professional strikeout.
Had a little bit off the plate too, like this strike zone that we're seeing today.
Foul ball to Sierra Romero. 0-1 count. You mentioned Lonnie Alameda at Florida State, one of the great pitching minds and one of the great coaches in the college game. It's always interesting how they use their pitching staffs too throughout the season at the Women's College World Series.
Yeah,
Got a
you're
national title though.
You're starting to see that trend a little bit more too. It used to be, I don't know, back in the early 2000s, 2010, 12, just one pitcher going the distance consistently, and starting to see it at every level, travel, high school ball.
Ground ball. Fielded by Harshman, throwing using the turf, safe at first is Romero.
We might see a challenge on that play.
Some conversations right now.
Harshman got a good jump, throws falling into left field. Oh, I thought she was out live. Really close play. Don't know if that would be overturned. It's one of those, I think, that whatever the call on the field is, that's just what it's going to go as. Although, that was so close. I wanted that good play for Kelsey Harshman, but I'm sure Sierra Romero wanted a hit.
Another base hit for Sierra Romero. She's only not reached 1 time. Now Sam Fisher. First look at Catherine Sandercock. You talked about the pitchers. It's just much more rare to see them go the distance, and that's something we've talked about on and off the air throughout the AUX season, and just in our conversations, it's hard for them to do that just because of the tools the hitters have, all the adjustments and the video. That's something you hear from college coaches too. You have more video now than you've ever had before.
Yeah, I think everybody, in terms of coaches and players too, but everybody is just adjusting to see how using a staff works. Baseball has had it forever, but in our sport, we're seeing it more and more often. And trying to get ahead of the changes. You mentioned that earlier, Chucky, is that the captains and the facilitators have done a good job of getting ahead of before an offense gets to a pitcher, trying to protect that lead and making changes what might seem a little bit too early because the pitcher is doing really good and then they get taken out, but then making great changes today, trying to stay ahead of things versus reactive to get the offense getting to a pitcher and then pulling her.
1-2 here against Fisher. Off the handle, foul. "30-inning win points on the line, and still the game to be decided. Team Mulipola up 2. Another 1-2. Popped up on the infield. Warren takes control, and there's 2 outs. We heard from Kat Sandercock on what it was like to be drafted by Athletes Unlimited.
Next up, a pitcher from Florida State, Catherine Sandercock.
It was incredible. It was a dream come true. I've wanted to play professional softball since I was a little girl, so that was a really cool moment for me. I think it'll be just a really cool challenge for me as an athlete and just to grow as a pitcher, and I'm just grateful for everybody involved. They've made the experience really cool so far.
Yeah, she said that was one of her goals, to make it, to be a professional athlete, and has to wear a different number, which I'm sure she's not too happy about, not getting to wear that number 32, but life is about adjustments, right?
32 standing on first base right now, Sierra Romero. That's who had that number, so she had to go with 31 instead. Ooh, Gibson fouled that off herself. She's got the guard on her right leg, though, so I think it might have hit that. Danielle Gibson hit for the home run cycle as a sophomore. Had a 2-home run game at AUX last season. Back to Sandercock, and it gets through for a base hit.
Yeah, one of the few pitches in her outing that had just been left right out over the middle of the plate. This just was not on a corner. It was middle in, and she just stays inside of it. Line drive right back up the middle, just past Sandercock, kind of dodges it a bit. 2 on. Team McQuillen.
Delaney Wiz. Couple home runs during her AUX season, which was her Athletes Unlimited debut, as that hits the inside corner for strike 1. Delaney 1 for 2, a strikeout and a single. That's too far inside, 1-1. 69 miles per hour on that last pitch from Sandercock. That's fouled back. Another, talk about Mia Davidson, that interesting matchup, Mississippi State versus Florida State. There's another interesting one that could happen on deck right now. Caroline Jacobson, a little ACC matchup. Clemson, the Clemson and Duke product, who's from Tallahassee. Delaney Wiz trying to keep things rolling here in the 6th.
I love all the different connections, you know, whether it's back in travel ball or from the same area, went to the same college, played each other in college.
1-2 is low.
They have, what is it, 6 degrees, Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees. What, do you know what I'm talking about? 6 degrees of separation.
Okay.
I feel like they're, and I think that's a Kevin Bacon thing, but I feel like there'd be like the softball version of Kevin Bacon that is probably 6 degrees of separation from everybody in the softball world.
Off the handle, Warren has it. 2 clean innings there for Kat Sandercock in relief, a role she is very comfortable with, putting her team in a great spot.
I didn't have the representation when I was young. I looked up to baseball players like Jeter. I want to be just like Jeter. I think it's so wonderful that there's women in sport now and they can aspire to be just like us.
What a play, Sis Bates!
You give little girls a hope and a dream that, hey, maybe that can be me.
Oh my goodness! Called strike 3.
Everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN is fueled by Gatorade and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Week 1 of the Athletes Unlimited Championship season, year 4, Media Day this past week. Everybody getting ready to go, and it's been a lot of excitement around the ballpark in practices leading up to this season. A lot of young fans in attendance as well. 3-1 Team Mulipola over Team McQuillen. 30 rollover inning points here in the bottom of the 6th with Team Mulipola coming up. Mariah Masson in the circle and Kelsey Harshman coming up, who is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. It's fouled out of play and toward the parking lot for strike 1. We've got Sydney Littlejohn Watkins, our star in the stands tonight. Got to check in with you one last time, Sydney. All these points on the line. A lot of players tell us that you're not looking at the leaderboard, but this seems like something that it's hard to ignore. What's it like in the dugout when you start to get the rollover inning points?
You know, this is the point in the game whenever you have a lot of inning points on the line, even though you're not looking at your personal score, but you want those team points. So you start putting the rally caps on. You start standing in the same position if something works, and if something doesn't, then, you know, you switch wherever you're standing. This is where you start playing with it.
So fun. I mean, you really start to feel the intensity when these points start to add up, especially late in the game, and the win points are on the line too. I want to get your opinion on this, City, of you guys being able to play a doubleheader at the Little League World Series in Greenville, August 9th. How do you think that's going to go, and are you excited? Like, what are you thinking about it?
Oh, I'm very excited about it. I mean, I played Little League growing up. This gives away my age. It's not as big as it was, or it's bigger now than it was, but it's an exciting day for our sport, and I'm super excited to see all of those girls. I mean, they work so hard to get to where they're at, and then, hopefully it gives them a chance to see hopefully some of the people that they look up to. And so, getting to be there and be in that highlight of their life is a super exciting feeling.
Has it been more softball advice that you've been giving the girls around you, or has it been nutritional advice? What's been the main talking
it's
point?
actually been more of them giving advice to me.
Okay, perfect.
So that's how it's been working. So
Okay.
You know what? They probably keep things loose and simple, and that's probably how it needs to be.
Honestly,
Go back to the
yes.
fun of it, yeah.
Yes. And they have been feeding me snacks, so I am a happy camper over here.
Tell us about your former Alabama teammate. We talked to Haley McQuillen earlier. She's always about, talking about having fun, but there is that part of Haley that just seems like always a winner. You played with her at Alabama. What's she really like on the field between the lines?
And, she's such a great player and such a great teammate, but I think all of us here you know, we're all about having fun, but it's one of those things that, like, winning is the fun part. So we want to do everything that we can to win. So, you know, you're not having fun unless you're winning. So it goes hand in hand for us. So.
Sydney, we appreciate it so much. We've kept you long past everybody else is relaxing back at the hotel. We kept you here. We thank you so much.
Yes, of course, it's been a great time. Thank you all so much.
Thanks, Sydney.
Thanks.
Sydney Littlejohn Watkins, she is a superstar, awesome to talk to. Got to have a great conversation with her before the season started. She's excited to be here, and you said it. She said, I want to win. Why not? She's here. Why wouldn't she go out and compete? She was getting more snacks down there, actually.
She doesn't just say that, she means it.
Yeah, that's true. Nadia Taylor watches the pitch inside. 0-1. Kelsey Harshman back on base at first. 3 singles for her. That's 30 individual stat points. The run over there, though, could mean a lot more with 30 win points on the line here.
Interesting to see the different stances that you see from Team Mulipola. When we saw Deja Mulipola in the box, she was so deep into her legs, balance, and then you see Nadia Taylor stand so tall.
Foul territory, long run, and it's not going to be tracked down by Victoria Hayward. She's had a couple tough ones out there.
Yes. I try to cover a lot of ground over there. That hang time was just about 4 seconds. I thought, man, she was right there, so close to making that out.
5 of 6 leadoff batters have reached for Team Mulipola, but only one of the leadoff batters that's reached have scored in this game. Foul ball from Taylor there. He was a first-time captain at AUX. Couple home runs, drove in 9, finished 18th. 1-2, ground ball up the middle, chance for 2. Bates steps on second, it's a double play.
She was playing more up the middle of the field, and it was just ended up being hit a couple of steps over toward the middle of the field, moving her into second base, just being able to touch 2, go 1. It's assist-made double play. If you can have a Taylor-made double play,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Have assist-made.
Oh, what a stab by Masson! I think she even reacted before she threw that ball. Well, somewhat of a 1-2-3 inning.
Good defense for these 3 outs. Went down and got it. Masson, as an athlete that can field her position well, loving that she helped herself out.
3-1 Team Mulipola, and all kinds of points on the line. 90 total points on the line between these two teams. 40 for the inning rollover points and 50 for the game. What a boost this could be for everybody on one of these teams. 8-9-1 for Team McQuillen. Caroline Jacobson swinging first pitch, deep to right field, and caught out there by Maddie Husky, rookie to rookie on the out. Oh, and rookie in the circle, I guess I should say. Well, make your plans now to join us right here in Rosemont during Champions Weekend, August 25th through the 27th, as we play our final 3 days and crown our champion. Discounted tickets and hotels are available at auprosports.com/tickets. Eric Collins and Danielle Laurie will take you home on that final weekend as they crown the 4th ever Athletes Unlimited championship season champion.
Can you say that 5 times in a row?
I can't say it once, let alone 5 times. Sis Bates 0 for 2, 0 for 1 off Sandercock. It was a ground out. That just misses.
What a pitch location that is. Talking about throwing it to that back foot inside these left-handed hitters, sneaking it in there. Such a good spot.
One, popped up and out of play, foul ball. Has retired 7 of 9 batters she has faced in her pro debut. Sis Bates skies this one, shallow right. Harshman taking control. Husky calls her off. And there's 2 outs.
Forming trust out there on the right side of the field. Rookie out there that you hear her call you off and you give way, and that you have to trust. Remember, these teams are getting mixed up. First time that these players are playing together, and it is particularly hard out on defense to have that trust factor, especially a ball in the air late in the game. Every out just so important.
Haley McQuillen, the captain, is the last chance. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. The single season record holder for saves at Florida State with 10. The career saves record holder at Florida State with 18, Kat Sandercock, and she has a chance in her pro debut to get her first career save as a pro. She has been impressive so far. Maybe MVP impressive.
Oh,
never know. Might see 2 pitchers from Team Mulipola with MVP nods if they're able to close it out right here.
That's what happens when you just give up 1 run. I mean, still game to be played, but 4 hits. Defense has been good on both sides. No errors in this game. Love to see that too.
Taylor McQuillen started it out. 4+ innings, struck out 7, got in a little trouble. Sandercock bailed her out. Harshman had just shifted a little there, and McQuillen puts it through the hole for a 2-out single.
Fielder, number 1, Victoria Hayward.
Yeah, so watch Kelsey Harshman at second base take a couple of steps toward first base, and then that hit just beat her. If she just would not have moved, it would have been an out, but she took a couple of steps more toward that 3-4 hole, just anticipating that that's where that hit was going to be, and beat her.
I think that's what she's telling Haley McQuillen right now. Victoria Hayward 0 for 2 with a sac bunt. Swing and a miss. 68 miles per hour there from the rookie. It's too high.
These pitchers have done a good job against a Team McQuillen team that scored 8 runs last night in that suspended game. And Davidson, who hit a home run last night, hit a grand slam, actually is on deck.
Don't want to give her a chance as the possible go-ahead run. Now they're down to their last strike. One-two count, has one to play with here maybe. Any thoughts what she might do?
I'd go back to that rise ball that she got her to swing and miss on earlier on in this count. Working from ahead. She goes down. That was a little bit more on the plate too.
Another 1-2. Little low.
Oh, that was a good pitch. She can just throw that inside to lefties so well. She's not scared to go inside and trust her drop ball to be located on that back foot.
Thought she might have got Hayward to go. 2-2 pitch. Just got a piece of that one.
It's good at bat by Vic.
Longtime pro Victoria Hayward, making life difficult for the rookie here. Outside, ball 3. Victoria been playing pro ball since 2015. Asked her, is it coming to a close soon? You gonna keep going? She said, yeah, 1, 2, 3 years. I don't know. We'll see. Doesn't sound like she has any intentions of hanging it up anytime soon. Just misses outside, ball 4.
What an at bat by Victoria Hayward to take this pitch, trust her eyes. Mulipola set up a little bit off the plate. I think that's a great call by the umpire. It's a ball and a half. Those 2 balls off the plate. And now you find yourself with Mia Davidson up.
Mia Davidson, the grand slam. She is dangerous.
She's liable to go yard on any pitch, in any count, in any situation. Mia Davidson, a home run hitter. Chance to give her team the lead here.
Struck out looking the first attempt off Catherine Sandercock. Strike 1. Looking for that first career save. Off speed low.
Back-to-back changeups to start out this count. The first one was probably a bit of a shock to Mia Davidson because it was a little bit more elevated right down the heart of the plate. She took it. They tried to go back to it. Better location, but doesn't get Mia to bite.
Great spot on the inside corner. And again, down to their final strike. These last 3 hitters trying to make her work. 1-2. Didn't get all of it left field. Wiggins under it, and that's gonna do it. Catherine Sandercock on her pro debut with her first career save.
She is all smiles, working through a little bit of traffic there late in the game. Just looked like the Cat Sandercock that we've seen for years at Florida State, getting a chance to take her game to the professional level. Feeling pressure there at the end, but she worked through it. And her senior year at FSU, just like we just saw her work through it here.
90 points is what that inning was worth with all the rollover points and the win. Huge for Team Mulipola. Catherine Sandercock, electric.
Is so good at hitting her spots. Not gonna usually be a big-time strikeout pitcher, but can force a lot of ground balls with her drop ball. Also can jam you up with her ability to move the ball up in the zone with her rise. mixed in her changeup in the later innings and got a save and a win and a ton of points, 90 points late in this game for Team Mulipola.
She is loving it. Savannah has her on the field.
Kat, you came into this situation in a jam back in the 5th inning. What was your mindset, not only making your pro debut, but being put in a challenging situation?
I just think the people here at Athletes Unlimited are so great. I've gotten really great advice, and I think the best advice I've gotten is just go in there and straight true to yourself, do what you know how to do, and so that's what was going through my head.
Relief is a position that you are comfortable with. Did you set any intentions or goals when your captain let you know, hey, we're coming to you this game?
Yeah, again, just like throw my game, throw what I'm comfortable with, and then just keep a one-pitch mindset, knowing that like even in that tough situation, like I'm always one pitch away from a ground ball, double play, whatever it is, and then just trusting my defense behind me. And you know, I have a really great team this week, and it's been a lot of fun to play, and they put up really great run support, so it was just a fun game.
You had Deja Mulipola, the captain, back there working with you. What were some things that she was just encouraging you, not only with the game that she was calling, but how she was working with you in this first outing?
Yeah, she's incredible, obviously. I mean, super talented. She's a great captain and definitely just helping me, you know, calling a great game, but also just telling me, you know, stuff like come to me, and just throwing my game at, yeah, she's great. A lot of support. It's a really great team and a lot of fun.
You played on a lot of big stages, from Little League to the Women's College World Series, and now, how does this one feel?
This feels amazing to come out here and play professional softball. It's a dream come true for me, so.
Thanks, Kat. Congrats on a first great outing. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Savannah. Well, the perfect start to the career of Kat Sandercock as a pro. Picks up the 3-inning save for Team Mulipola. Tons of team win points for them, as she will soon learn is very important in this league.
Yeah, and likely going to get some MVP points as well. So I can't wait to see how those shake out after the game and how the leaderboard looks after this.
A little team photo for Team Mulipola. This is the first action they've had this season because of last night's weather issues. The full day of Athletes Unlimited on ESPN tomorrow starting at noon Eastern. Team Rhodes and Team McQuillen both looking to bounce back. And then it'll be Team Denham and Team Mulipola right here on ESPN Plus, and lacrosse coming your way at 5 and 7:30 Eastern on ESPNU. Thanks for joining us, everybody. What a day it was here at Athletes Unlimited. We had a walk-off winner in the first, Kat Sandercock, her first career save and her pro debut. Big win for Team Mulipola. For Savannah Collins, Amanda Scarborough, Casey Carter, Scott Hecht, and our entire crew, I'm Chucky Kemp. So long from Rosemont.